this is Miss X Storm, and this is part 2 of our little flip video for lesson 3.1. I want to go over these types of angles with you. Now, I want you to notice that we have lines here. They are not parallel lines, they are just lines. Okay, so if I were to actually make them lines, right, they would have arrows on the ends of them. Now, I want to talk about this line. What's it called? These two lines are cut by it's called a transversal. Okay, those two lines are cut by a transversal. So the line that intersects the other two lines is called the transversal. All right, let's start with corresponding angles. I don't really have these in any kind of order. I just kind of typed them up here without thinking about an order, and then realized they were not in the order I wanted them, so we're going to go with it. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are angles that are in the same position. Okay, and I just want to make sure that I actually am recording here. I am. Okay, angles that are in the same position. So if I look at these two lines cut by the transversal, which angle is in the same position as angle 5? Let's just talk about angle 5. So we're going to get one angle from these four angles, and then we'll have one angle from these four always for these types of angles. So which angle is in the same position as angle 5? Corresponding position. It's angle 1. So angle 5 and angle 1. Okay, what's another pair of corresponding angles? Well, let's just stay down here. Angle 7, and I'll give you a chance to think of it. Angle 2. Okay, and then angle 8, and give you a chance, which is in the same position. Yep, that's angle 4. And then angle 6, and I can't type that word for anything. Same position. Hopefully you have it by this point. Angle 3, that's not hard, is it? Just the corresponding angles in the same position. All right, now we're going to do alternate interior angles. So we've got these two lines that are cut by this transversal. So the interior of these angles, if you take your arms and do this, this will help you remember this. The interior of these angles are between the lines. So in between, interior of the lines. Okay, so I guess if I were to scribble here on the interior, I didn't quite hit it all exactly right there, but the interior, between the lines, you get the idea. So we need to pick an interior angle. Let's pick angle 4. Which angle is the alternate interior angle? So alternate means on the other side of the transversal. So we're doing angle 4, and what's the interior angle? So we have 4, 3, 5, and 7. Those are interior. 4 and 7. Okay, and then how about angle, can you name them? 3 and 8? No. 3 and 5. I was making sure you were paying attention. 3 and 5. 8 is not an interior angle. 8 is an exterior angle. All right, alternate exterior angles. So it would be angle 6 and 6 on the outside, and alternate on the other side of the transversal, that would be angle 1, and then angle 8 and angle 2. If I want to say angle 1 and 6 and 2 and 8, that's fine. You know, just as long as the pairs are correct. All right, same side interior angles. These are also called consecutive interior angles. So they're on the same side of the transversal, and they're inside the lines. Okay, so we're going to pick an inside angle, interior. So that would be angle 6, right? No, Miss X Storm, crazy. Angle 7 is interior. So what's a same side interior angle with 7? Same side of the transversal. Angle 7 and angle 3, and then angle 5 and angle 4. Now if you don't understand that, you need to go back and watch it again. You need to read. There's notes for you to read in the course if you don't understand this. Okay, now there's one other thing I need to tell you, and that is this. If I have a line and I have a point not on the line, okay, so I have this line, we'll call it line L, and I have this point that's not on line L. How many lines can I draw? We'll call him P up here. How many lines can I draw through point P that's parallel to line L? Let me ask you that one more time. How many lines can I draw through point P that are parallel to line L? And the answer to that, if I can draw it, is just one, right? There's only one line through point P that's parallel to a given line L. Okay, now same picture, but different question. How many lines can I draw through point P that are perpendicular to line L? Remember, perpendicular means intersects at a right angle. So how many lines can I draw through point P that intersect line L at a right angle? And that's one and only one. Okay? Okay, so that's a parallel postulate and a perpendicular postulate that I just went through. You're going to be constructing parallel lines with patty paper. Patty paper is just wax paper, notebook paper, computer paper, anything you can see through. I'm looking around to see if I don't have a blank piece of paper laying handy dandy. Here's one. Just a piece of paper that you can see through. If you're using a piece of computer paper, you probably want to use a darker marker, not just a plain old pencil, or at least do it really dark, okay? So that when you fold it, you can hold it up to the light and you can actually see through it, okay? You're going to do a perpendicular line construction, and you're going to use your compass on that. And please pay attention to your instructions, because they ask you to write out your steps. I need not just to do it, but this time you've got to write out for me what you do. Like step 1, I drew a line. Step 2, I put my compass on this point, or whatever, you know, give me step by step what you did. And if you have questions, let me or Miss Smith know. Bye-bye.